we are in a country where a lot of people just want to do something to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very, very sad that, you know, the way some people go about their business of making.
Some are
cars.
only interested in the check engine. There was a Range Rover. The guy was reselling. I didn't know they were selling the car. So they took the car to the owner. It was a lady. I mean, everybody's a Range Rover. Yes, a Range Rover. So they don't want the check engine to be on. They came and assessed the car. Honestly, I didn't know they were selling the car. So I later found they were selling. He said when they took the car back, there was a check engine. I'm like, bro, do you want peace of mind? You are selling this car. After less than 6 months, she'll call you again and complain the same thing. So give me time, let me get my job done.
Yes,
and then the few things you need to change, just change and then you are good to go.
Good to go.
I think he went back, he was like, nah, listen, I'm like, do you want to, you are in a hurry to sell the car. Yes, you sell the car, but after a while, would they do a referral for you? No.
In fact, I mean, let me say this. I to a certain extent, I did this kind of business because there was a time that I used to buy cars, used cars, you know, and fix them up a little bit and sell on. It's something that I didn't really plan to do. I just happened to be in a place where a car was offered to me and I bought it. And it happened to be a very good car, only it needed some work done. So I buy the cars, I do a bit of work, and I was selling cars even without even posting them for sale on them, you know. And what you are telling me also brings this to mind. If you are selling a car and the car has an issue, okay, and maybe somebody is on your neck to buy the car, okay, sometimes that thing that you think is a deal breaker will actually be what will prompt them to buy. Just disclose.
Yes.
Full disclosure. Okay, I'm selling this car because of A, B, C. Okay, I know it can be fixed, but me, I don't have the time. This is what I believe is fair value for the car. So, do you understand? Somebody will buy it, and that full disclosure will give that person so much trust in you that another time he will bring you a business. Than trying to cover up check engine lights and things.
I told you that story. I think on this channel, this lady bought a car. I was so tempted to mention the brand. so tempted, and she bought it. And at that time, it was the ish. I think it was somewhere around 2017. It was the ish. Like everybody liked
wanted
that
one
car.
of those cars. Yeah.
And she bought it because and she realized that every time she's driving the car, she's having issues, like really serious issues. So she decided to bring it to the dealership where I was at that time. And when they brought the car, even the mechanics were surprised. Oh, serious? Then the lady left. So they told the lady to go. It was something that would stay. Then they opened the dashboard and the guy called me. The electrician called me. And I went to him. And he was like, Salom, come and look at something. And he started taking off the duct tapes. All the lights were on.
The first time I saw one was just last week.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's car came in. There was a lot of them.
All the lights were on.
All the lights.
They just put duct tapes there and they covered it.
Charlie, people are cruel. You see, that's why it pains me when people want to buy cars, but they are not willing to put in just a little bit more effort, you know, to make sure that somebody can look over the car and certify that, oh, Charlie, this car is good. Buy. Oh, Charlie, A, B, C, D, this car there, I won't advise you. But if you want to go into it, then maybe negotiate the price, let it go at this point so that you can spend this amount of money to bring it to, you know, to this level. Okay. So that said, okay, yes, so we are talking about service and maintenance, and we've looked at how it goes with the dealer. We've looked at what are the main items that usually when you are talking about maintenance, what are the main items that they look at? Tell them.
Okay, so before I answer that question, I want to finally finish touching on the first thing, or how you could track your this thing. So for me, what I would do is I'll just change all the important things about the car.
Yes, I mean, if you buy a new car
change
used,
the brakes, used.
Yes, of
change
course.
brakes,
like I always say on the show,
change oil, change filters.
Like I always say, all the consumables.
Everything.
If you buy a home used car or you buy a Ghana used car or whatever, so long as the car is used, change all the consumables, all the things you can change. V belt, all those things, then you know that you have started from a scratch. Then you can track them.
You can track
yes,
it
we see that on the show lots of times.
Okay.
So yes,
now
maintenance.
The question.
Yes. The items that usually are handled when you take your car in for maintenance.
So the items, the number one, that in fact everybody thinks that that's maintenance. Engine oil.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks once you change your engine oil, you don't change anything. The other thing is maintenance. So yeah, engine oil first and foremost. There are filters you have to change. So there's the oil filter, there's the air filter. Some people just blow it. To date, I don't really know if that's even the correct thing to do. Some people blow it. The dealers will change the whole thing for you. Some people change gaskets. Some people change brakes, depending. As you said, you made mention of that early on. You made mention of the fact that you went to do some investigation. Truth is, every mileage
you have a
with
different
what
set of things
you
you
do.
do.
Change,
Some mileage is just oil change and filters and all. Some mileage you have to change the brake, the brake. You know, like there are
So
lots
you
of
find
things.
that some mileage the charges will be very low, and some charges to Charlie it will hit you like a blow. Boom!
You know, the first time that happened to me, I knew that, you know, when I did the first 5,000, not the 1,000, the first 5,000, it was very, I was like, for the first, like, wow, this is so cheap, I can do this. Then I think I got to 15,000, and I saw the bill, I was like, I called them, I was like, guy, are you sure this thing is correct?
And you know, in places like I've heard stories, you know, like in places like the US, a lot of time people actually try to sell their cars before certain mileage marks.
Okay.
50K, 100K, because you know that Charlie, those milestones, a lot of big ticket items that has to be done. So sometimes, so if you're also on the market for a car, you can look out for 50K, 100K. You might get a good deal, because the person, especially those who lease the cars and stuff like that, they don't want to be saddled with the burden of having to pay those big ticket items.
Then you see, all that boils down to what we're talking about right now: service and maintenance. Because when you get to those golden and milestones, you have to do major
big ticket items.
Big ticket items. People don't really think about those things. But you see, they are using the car, they're excited. They don't know that to get to a point, some things they for change them. You understand?
All right.
So the normal ones, as I said, engine oil, the filters, air filter, oil filter. Some people do the gaskets. They change something. The spark plugs. All those things.
Awesome.
The filter.
So all these things that we've said, where does carbon cleaning and catalytic converter cleaning come in? Can that also be classified as servicing or maintenance?
So that should be maintenance.
Okay.
So he mentioned a whole lot regards to the consumables, regards to certain mileages to change. But I've realized for quite some time, or I mean since how were we actually maintaining our converters before? Just replacement.
Just replacement.
Just replacement.
I've had it done
you get some cars having overheating. Their engines will be blown, but you change the engine after some time. You still change the engine because down there is blocked. So, like he said, mileage or regards to certain threshold, you need to change certain parts. But now, our service comes in. We would inspect. We would, if it's that bad, we would just restore and then put it back. If it's not blocked, we just have to do normal flashing. So carbon cleaning comes in as a preventive service. I mean, prior to oil change, they ask me how often or what's the interval. So depending on the usage or your mileage or your maintenance, and also your finance, that side is so very important, because you would have a client that would want to do prior to oil change. You have a client that would want to do every 3 months, every 4 months, every 6 months, or depending on their finance, they want to do even prior to their travels. So it's actually dependent on the client, and also mainly I put it on maintenance schedule. I put it on maintenance prior to oil change. So with the cat clean or with the converter, comes down to mileage as well. And it also comes down to how the car performs. You could actually have an inspection done, and then once we find out, okay, it's getting, because what I've realized these days is that is a very low mileage cars that are getting clocked, and these cars are, you surprised. I get gigs from dealerships. They call me like these issues. Okay, they bring it over or they send it over, and then I get it done, because replacing that component is quite expensive. Yeah. So,
especially from the dealers.
Yeah. So yeah, with the converters, I mean, it could be.
Masa catalytic converter there, Masa. If you deal and now say if you are so kind, you still anybody.
I was expecting you to come on.
Still anybody.
Yeah.
That is why these days it's a big topic for discussion, because people are cutting them. You see the syndicates where they go,
most of them are stolen.
Because
clients are not aware.
Yeah,
I did a whole this thing about converters, and I even just yesterday, the one that I worked on, we found out we did an inspection. We opened it, like we've punched holes in it.
Oh,
they've punched holes like tiny. It's on my phone. They've punched tiny holes.
Send me the picture. I'll post it when I edit the video.
So I mean, in some cases the customers are not even aware.
Oh.
So
yes,
with the discretion of the mechanics or whoever is working on, they do it.
They do it, yes.
But I remember when I went to Brekum, I was at a shop, and then there was a C300 that came in 2019, 2020, very new car. They told him about me. But they were like, they were in a hurry. But you know, somebody wants to get something from it.
Yeah.
So I told the guy, bro, you messed up. This thing, you would have actually restored the original one that came with the car. So I told him, see, you have a check engine on your car. You need to still get a new one, get a new oxygen sensor, and then you are good.
Yeah.
There was a hybrid, a very nice car, 450L or something like that. They took out the converter.
Oh!
So when they started, I heard some noise. I'm like, this is from the exhaust. Either there's a leakage or something. So I ran a diagnosis. I found a catalyst efficiency below threshold. So I called the customer, like, what's up with your car? Because your car is a hybrid. I'm not supposed to hear anything from the car. Anything. It's like, oh, they had blah blah blah. So they took it. I'm like, bro, replace it. Replace it.
All right, Charlie. Awesome conversation right here on the Ryde channel, bringing you information about motoring, driving, and all the good things. We've been talking about maintenance and servicing, and we started by telling you the differences. And most of the time, the two go hand in hand. And we spoke extensively. Make sure that you pay attention to all these things that we've talked about. It's been an awesome show with Kofi Annan, carbon cleaning, Selom Atachi, RPMGH.